So, good afternoon, students. Welcome to our next session. In the last class, we talked about arithmetic coding technique, and we have seen the basic image compression model consisting of three blocks. Number one, mapper, which is used to remove spatial and temporal redundancy. Number two, quantizer, to remove psychovisual redundancy, which is an irreversible information loss. It can't be recovered back, so it will not be a part of lossless compression model, but it will be a part of lossy compression model only. And the third was symbol encoder or symbol coder, used to remove the coding redundancy. We have seen various techniques: Huffman coding, which is a variable length coding technique, and arithmetic coding, where we give a tag value, a decimal value to a given sequence, and then we proceed further. Okay, so today we are going to see LZW coding, Lempel-Ziv Welch coding. Okay, is my voice audible to everyone? Okay, good. So write down the question, that is LZW coding, Lempel-Ziv Welch coding. These are the three persons who have invented this. So question is, you have to apply Lempel-Ziv coding technique to code and encode the given binary sequence. You have to code and encode the given binary sequence. What is the binary sequence? See over here. I'm writing it over here. It is 1010, 110, 11010, 10, 10, and 1. Okay. You have to do this using 4-bit fixed length code words. I'm repeating the question. Apply Lempel-Ziv Welch coding to encode and decode this given binary sequence: 1010, 110, 110, 10, 10, 10, and 10 using 4-bit fixed length code words. Kindly note down this question. Kindly note down this question now. Okay. See over here. First thing, LZW coding, number one. Probability of symbol is not at all required. Okay, probability of symbol is not at all required. You can see this question. In case of arithmetic and Huffman coding, we have seen that probability of symbol was given, and then we use that to do the coding part. Second important difference, here it is using a fixed length coding technique. Okay, so Huffman is a variable length coding technique, LZW is a fixed length coding technique. So question is to encode and decode this binary sequence using 4-bit fixed length code words. Okay, so how to do this? We'll see first step. First step is to identify the unique information content. First step is to identify the unique information content out of the given binary sequence. How it is done? See over here. We'll start from the left. Okay, we'll start from the left. Whatever sequence that we are encountering, if it is a new information, we will keep it, comma, second new information, comma, third new information, and so on. See how it will be done. First symbol that you encounter is 1. So 1 is a new information for me. I write down 1 here over here, comma. Then comes is 0. 0 is a new information not previously encountered. So I give 0 value. Then third symbol is again 1. But 1 I have already taken. 1 I have already taken. So instead of taking only one value, I will take two values. 1 0 is a new code for me. That is a new information. Then 1 I have taken. I will take pair 1 1. 1 1 is not taken. So I will take 1 1 over here. Then comes 0. 0 alone has been taken. So I will take 0 1. Okay. Then next is 1. 1 already taken. 1 0 is already taken. So I will take now 3. 3 numbers at a time. That will be 1 0 1. Then 0 is taken. 0 is 1 is taken. 0 1 0. Last 1 is taken. 1 0 is taken. 1 0 1 is taken. I will take 4. It will be 1 0 1 0. Okay. This is how you identify the unique information content from the given binary sequence. Start from the left. 1 and 0 will be always the first two symbols because they are always, for the starting part it is, they are always a new information. So, first sequence is always going to start from 1 0 or 0 1, whatever the question is. Then after that, 1 was already taken, the third symbol, so I will take a pair of it, 1 0. Then 1 1 0 1. And over here 0 1 was already 1 1 0 was already taken over here in this case. In this case 1 0 was already taken. So I will take 3 1 0 1 0 1 0 and 1 0 1 0. Okay. I hope so you are clear with this concept. First step. Okay. Just note it down. I'm going to erase this. Just note down this unique information content. Okay, I am erasing this. I will write it down again at the top. Okay. Write down again at the top the information that was obtained. First was 1, then was 0, then it is 1 0, 1 1, 0 1, 1 0 1, 0 1 0 and 1 0 1 0. Okay. Now, first part comes is encoding. How to encode using LZW. Okay. We'll make a table. The table consists of three things. Number one is dictionary location. Number two is information content. Number three is code word. This is going to be 4-bit because it is there mentioned in the question. Now, see over here, what will be the information content? Now, first of all, this is the information content. Okay, the information content will be written over here in the second column. But before that, what will be this dictionary location? See over here. We count this information. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Total 8 these Pair of data is there. Okay. 8. 8 means 8 levels, or 8 level means 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 8. Means 3 bits are sufficient for my dictionary location. Okay, just count this. This is 8. 8 values can be represented easily using 3 bits, because 8 is nothing but it is 2 raised to power 3. So I will use 3 bits for dictionary location. Write it down. It will be 0 0 0 the first location, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1, 1 1 0, 1 1 1. How these are calculated? Do you know this? How these are written? Just let me know. I've told in the previous lecture as well. Those who don't know, just let me know. This is nothing but in decimal. This is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 only. Total 8 levels. How you write it in binary? The simple rule is, the rule that is followed is known as, you see over here. If you have any number, you have this rule. 4 to 1 rule. 4 to 1 rule. 3 positions are there. Suppose I ask you to write 6 value. 6 will be 4 plus 2. So 4 is there, 2 is there, 1 is not required, so you put 0 over. The weight which is not required, you put 0. The weight which is required, you put 1. That is 1 1 0, that is 6. Okay, suppose I ask you to write value equal to t. So 4 to 1 is there. 2 plus 1 will be 3, so 1 1 0 over here. This is for 3. Okay, so this is 4 to 1 rule. If you don't know, I have repeated it once again. Okay, so 3 bits, 8 levels are there. Now, see over here in information content, how do you will write this? First, information content for 0 0 0, you will leave it blank, because this will be used only for reference purpose, for helping in finding out the starting code words. We will not start with this one. The first will be kept empty. It will be not be taken. Now, for 0 0 1, start writing this information content. Start from here. This is 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 and 1 0 1 0. Okay, got it up till this? Now, this part is very easy up till this. Now, the main part that is there is the code word. How to write the code word? Okay, just see. Code word is written in this manner. Now, because I have to use 4-bit code word, it is mentioned in the question. So there will be 4 places. Now, the first 3 places and the last place. The last place is known as the least significant bit, LSB bit. This bit, whatever the last bit is over here, will go over here only. This is 1, this will be 0, this will be 0. Now we have to look for the prefix. The last bit will be this only. Now we'll look for the prefix. This prefix will be nothing but the dictionary location over here. This prefix is going to be the dictionary location. Now, for 1 and 0, I will take this starting one, this one as the dictionary location. That's why it was kept empty. This will always be the case. To get any type of numerical, I told you, first 2 symbols you are going to get are always 1 and 0 only, because they are the new. We'll keep this 0 0 0 code word as the empty code word. No information content, no code word. 1 and 0 is there. No other bit is over here. You see over here, these are 2 bits, 2 bits, 3 bits. But no bit is over here. No bit means I will give no information means I will give this dictionary location to over here. Okay? So this will always be the case. Now see over here how will assign the dictionary location to this. So this 0 it goes over here this position. Now the next bit is 1. Okay, this 1 you see for the information content 1 is over here. What is its dictionary location? 001. So this 001 will come over here. I'll repeat once again, see it over here. Last bit will remain as such. This last bit will remain as such. The next bit 1. You will see where is 1. 1 is written over here. What is its dictionary location? 001. This dictionary location will come over here. Okay. See here for this one. Next is 11. 1 will be here. Next. For this one, again this is the dictionary location 001. Write it 001. Remember this. All these 4-bit code words that you are going to get, they all will be different. If they are coming out to be same, means you have made some error. Okay, now see over here. This one again. Now comes 0. For 0, what is the dictionary location? It is 010. I write it over here 010. Then over here for 1 it is 1. Now you will check the dictionary location for these 2 bits. For 10 you will check. For 10 this is the number 10. What is the dictionary location? 011. So write it over here 011. Okay. Now tell me this. What will be the code word for 010? What will be the code word for 010? Post it in the chat box. Hurry up. If you have any doubt as well, you post it in the chat box. If you know, just send me your answers. Yes. For 01, what is the dictionary location? 101. It will be 101 and 0 at the last. Okay. The last one, 0 at the bottom. This will go outside the table. Okay. It will not have any dictionary location, but it will be done. Now for 101, 101 we have a dictionary location 110. Write it over here 110. So for the last one, 1100. Okay. So this is the encoding part that is done. That is, this information is being assigned these 4-bit code words. Okay. This 4-bit code word 0001, 400010, 0011, 0101, 0111, 1010 and 1100. Overall, this 32-bit code word with 4 code bits here each is assigned via LZW encoding process. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. If it is clear, you can post clear in the chat box so that I can move to the decoding part now. I am not going to repeat, Rakesh, because it is always your internet problems are there, you will leave in between. So I would request, I will enable the audio rights. Okay, any one student kindly explain the concept. Let me know what information you have gained. Just wait, let me enable the audio options for all of you. Yes, I have enabled the audio. Yes, who will explain? Rakesh once. Any student? Prasoon, can you explain?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Can you? So, here we are doing the Limpel zip Welch coding process, and coming to the table, the dictionary locations. How to find it? First, we have written the unique information content. We will see how many are there. So there are total 8. So for 8 we will require a 3-bit system. So for 3 bits, its values are given as 0 to 8 as 0 to 7 as the written in the dictionary location. And then we have to leave the information content and the code word of 000 as empty. Then we have to write the information content serial wise in the information content column. Then coming to the code word. In code word, we have in our question that we have to write it in a 4-bit system. So we will take 2 of them. First, we will take 3 and 1 separate. So here in the last one is called least significant location. In this, we will see that the information content. We will see the last word of the information content, and we will directly copy it from there in the code word. And then for the for the uh, for the three word code, we will see that what is written in front of the information content before the last word. For 001, we will see the information content is 1, and before that nothing is written. So it will be 0, and we will write in the code word 000, which is the dictionary location of the 0.
Okay. Good, Prasoon. Now let me explain him with one example of this code word, then we'll complete this. Okay, see Rakesh over here, how these code words are formed. Because up till this part, I think so he has very well clearly explained. We have got the information content that is written over here. This was the first step to separate out the unique information content. Dictionary location, as he told, total 8 values are there. So we will use 3 bits from 0 to 7. 000 to 111. Now see how this code word is formed. Now, for starting 2 values, for 1 and 0, this bit will be passed as such always to the last one. For the remaining first 3 prefix 3 bits, how it is assigned? Here no information is there. No information means the dictionary location 000 will be assigned. These two will always be the same. Whether the question is whatever. Either you will get 0 over here or 1 over here, but these will always be the same. Now, see over here any other code word I'll take. Now, like I'll take this example. This last bit 1 is copied as such. Okay. Now, this first bit is 0. This first bit is 0. It is where? It is here. What is its dictionary location? It is 010. This 010 will come in the place of the prefix. Okay. Then one more example. And in this case, we were having 101. So last bit 1 will go over here at the last position. 1 will be 1. Now for 10, it is the 2 bits I will take now. 10 where it is written? It is written over here. What is its dictionary location? It is 011. The 011 will come over here in the place of prefix. Is it clear now? If you still have any doubt, you kindly ask a specific doubt. Okay? Yes, tell me. Clear? Good. Okay. So now we move to the decoding part. Okay. We have got these 4-bit code words. I'm going to erase this now. Okay now. Now we are talking about decoding part. and the code word that we have got, I will write at the top. Let me erase this first of all. Okay. Now, if we take the case of the code words that we have, I'll write down at the top. What are the code words? From the encoding part that we have got 0001, 4 times 0, 0010, 0011, 0101, 0111, 1010, and 1100. So this is the code word that we have got. Now we talk about the decoding part. In decoding part, draw a table. First will be the dictionary location. That will be as such. It will be known to the receiver end as well. Second will be the code word. Next is the information bit. Next is the information bit. Okay. So let me write down the dictionary location first. Let me write the dictionary location. It started with 000, 001, 010, 011, 100, 101, 110. Let me make it a little bit short because some value missing. Zero one one 100 101 110 11. Okay. Now code word. This code word you will write 4 pairs each in the second column now. Okay. Because this code word will be the code word encoded and now sent to the decoder to decode the original information that was sent. Okay. What is the code? I'm writing down over here 001, 000, then 0, 0010, 0101, 0111, 1010, and 1100. Oh, just wait. Just wait. One mistake I have done in this. Kindly draw this table once again if you have written this value. The starting value will be always kept 3 as was done in the previous case. Okay. Start writing the values from here. Just change it. Just draw the table once again if you have done this. These will be the values. First will be empty as was done in the previous case because decoding is almost similar to your encoding only doing it in the reverse manner. Dictionary locations are already known same, because again you see over here 4 pairs are there. Total how many pairs are there of 4? 8. So 8 levels will be there again from 0 to 7 that I have taken. Code words that are there, leave the first one blank, try writing down from here. Okay. Then comes the information bit extraction. That is really the decoding part. Okay. So how it will be done? Just pay attention over here, then you can complete. See over here. The last bit is going to remain again same. The last bit is again going to remain the same. That is going to be 1. Okay. Now here, like the number is there 0001. So this will remain as such same. Now what will be done for the prefix? In the case of encoding part, what we have done, we have assigned a dictionary location depending upon the information content. Now what we'll do is we will assign in the information bit, that is the information at this dictionary location. So this is nothing but a dictionary location for me. Whatever the information content will be there at this dictionary location will be assigned over here accordingly. Okay. See over here how it is done. This 1 is passed as such. Okay. Then the remaining 3 bits are 0. These 3 bits means I will go to this dictionary location. At this 000 dictionary location, what is the information bit? Nothing. It is empty. You will leave it as such. Now see for this. 0 will be passed as such. What is the information content at 000? It is again empty. It is 1 and 0 only. That was the information content initially, if you remember. Okay, you can check it. Now, for the remaining parts, let us do it. This 0 will remain as such. Now, for 001, what is the information content? What is the information content? It is 1. This 1 will be passed over here. Okay, because in front of this it is empty. Empty means it is nothing. Okay. Now see over here. This 1 will be passed as such. For 001. Again, what is the information? 1. It will be passed over here 1. Okay. Then 1 over here. 1 will go over here. What will be the value for 010? 010. What is the value? 0. It will be passed 0. Okay. See over here it is 1. 1 will go over here. What is the information at 011? 011 I have the information 10. So 10 will come over here. Okay. I hope so you have got this concept. Tell me what will be the value for 1010. What will be the value coming over here? Post it in the chat box. It will be the entire value. You have to write the entire value. This will be 0 for 101. 101 it is 01. So answer is 010. Okay. Last. You have the 0 at the last. 110. 110 you have 101. 101. Okay. Now just check this table with the unique information content that was there in the encoding part. Just check this one with the unique information content in case of encoding part. They both will be identical. If they are not, some problem is there. Just check. Okay. So this is the decoded nation. 10 10 11 01 01 101 010 and 1010. This is how you decode using LZW coding. Last one is 1010. I'll tell you, I'll write it over here. The code word was 1100. So for 0 it will be 0. For 110. For 110 it is what? 101. It will be 101. Okay, the last one. Any doubts in this now? Kindly ask. The coding part is done now. Clear to everyone? So in this case, if you see, no probabilities are involved and fixed length coding technique is used. That's the difference between Huffman coding and LZW coding. I'm erasing this. So first row always blank. Yes, first row will always be blank. Yes. That is only for standard one. So that I can use it for 0 and 1. First will be always blank. Okay. Any other doubt? Okay, I'm erasing this then. This part is complete. If any student gets any internet connectivity issue in between, okay, I would request you to kindly go through the recording video lecture after the lecture. Okay. And one more important information: those students who have joined late, a document has been added in your Blackboard account that consists of all the video links for all the lectures starting from the first lecture till 17th of October, whatever the last lecture was. Okay, just click on the video link and you can access it. Okay, via using your CU mail account. Just try it, those students who are unable to access the previous lectures. Okay, and let me know whether you are able to access it or not. I have added that document in. It's asking OneDrive account. Yes, it is OneDrive account only. Just create your account over there. You have your CU mail ID. Along with your name. No, just try it with your Gmail ID once. Okay. If it is unable, then I'll ask the authorities to regarding the CU mail ID, because they have given the information that the student must log in using the CU mail ID. Already the students, like your UID. Your UID is there like 20 MTM 3001. Okay. So UID@cuchd.in. This is the mail for the students. But it is not working with Gmail. It will work with CU mail only. Okay. Just type in your UID@cuchd.in in Gmail and try to set up your password first of all. Right there. Okay. If not, then what I'll do is no, won't be possible without that. Okay, I'll ask the other members how to give access to this. Okay, I hope so it will work. Just try it once more. Okay, all of you know your UIDs? Yes or no? All of you must be knowing it, because using that only you are able to log into Blackboard, na? Okay. Just check in your UMS account also once. in your profile, whether it is showing any CU mail ID. Okay, just try it there and try with your password as your date of birth only. And if not, then let me know. I'll ask other members as well. Because I have given it to third semester students and seventh semester students, both are able to access it. So let me move to the presentation now. Just wait. You've got 5 minutes. Okay. So the last topic left in image compression is this predictive coding and the two models used for lossy and lossless compression. Okay, we'll cover that part a little bit today, the time that we have, and in detail we'll discuss it in our next lecture. Okay, so predictive coding word. Predictive basically means if I know I am trying to predict the value of my pixel based upon the previous 5 to 6 pixel values. That is, I am predicting the value of the pixel that will come depending upon its neighborhood or depending upon its previous samples. Okay, see over here. Predictive coding is basically based on eliminating the redundancies of closely spaced pixels either in space, in images, or in time, that is video sequences. How it is done, just see over here, it is done by extracting and coding only the new information in each pixel. This is very important. By extracting and coding only the new information in each pixel. I have given you example as well previously. This new information is nothing but it is the defined as difference between the actual value and the predicted value of pixel. So I'll give the same example once again. Suppose I have got two pixel values. The values are suppose 120 and 125. So rather than giving code words to this much large decimal values, it would require larger number of bits, minimum 10 to 12 bits. But what we do is we take the difference between the pixel values and that difference is given a code word. That difference is suppose 5. I would require hardly 2 to 3 bits for representing that information. That part is very important. What is done over here in predictive coding? The new information, that is nothing but difference between the actual value and the predicted value, that is being encoded. Okay. So this is the diagram for lossless predictive coding model. I'll not go much into detail of this diagram. Only I would like to tell you that in this diagram of lossless predictive coding model, how it is different from the basic compression model. The basic compression model you saw mapper, quantizer, and symbol encoder. In case of lossless, you will have mapper block and symbol encoder block, but quantizer block will be absent, as told previously as well, because quantizer results in irreversible information loss. Once the information lost, it can't be recovered back. It can't be recovered back. So that's why it is absent in case of lossless. Lossless means no information loss. And this mapper is being replaced by this predictor and nearest integer block. Predictor to predict the value of the pixel from the preceding samples. Nearest integer basically means whatever the value that I will get as the output of predictor. Maybe it may be a decimal value or any other value. So we have to round off the value to the nearest integer. We have to round off this value to the nearest integer value. So rounding off the value is known as nearest integer block. Okay. And lastly, if we see this lossy predictive coding model where the loss of information is there but high compression rates are there, there you see this block is there, quantizer block is there. Okay. So there is always a trade-off. Either we can achieve higher compression ratios by going with lossy predictive model using quantizer, or we can go with lower compression ratios and preserving the information, that is without using the quantizer. Okay, so in detail about these blocks we'll see in our next session. Till that time, I would request you to kindly revise, go through all the previous topics done in image compression. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask now. Otherwise, we can end the session.